The Arizona desert, even at dawn, could bite with an icy breath that seeped into bones. On this particular morning, a pale, anemic sun was just beginning to etch faint lines across the vast, empty canvas of the sky, doing little to thaw the biting chill that clung to John's isolated ranch. For years, his mornings had been a ritual of quiet solitude, a familiar dance with the elements and the demanding realities of ranch life. Each sunrise brought the same tasks, the same vast expanse of land that was both his sustenance and his constant companion in loneliness. There was no great asterisk wealth here in terms of gold or silver, only the hard-earned living wrested from stubborn soil and an endless sky. Yet John, a man hardened by seasons of toil and the silent echo of his own footsteps, found a certain stoic peace in it, a quiet understanding of his place in the world. He knew little of true happiness in his solitary existence, only the quiet satisfaction of work done. Today, however, would be profoundly different. As John made his way to the old lean-to, where his loyal but aging hound, Buster, usually slept nestled deep in the straw, an unusual stillness hung in the air. Buster wasn't stirring, no familiar wag of a tail, no eager bark anticipating his morning meal. A faint unease, like a cold finger tracing his spine, began to prick at John's composure. He pushed aside the burlap curtain, expecting the usual warm, earthy smell of straw and dog, but what met his eyes was not what he anticipated. The morning's anemic light, now filtering hesitantly into the dim shelter, illuminated a shape that caused John's breath to catch in his throat. It was indeed nestled in Buster's hay, a small, curled form, but it was not the shaggy bulk of his dog. Buster himself was huddled uncomfortably close, almost protectively, but clearly out of his usual spot. What lay before John was unmistakably human. A tiny, fragile shape no larger than a child was deeply embedded in the thick, comforting straw, seeking what little warmth it could find. Her small frame was curled so tightly, so desperately, that for a terrifying second John feared the worst. His heart, usually as steady and unyielding as the desert rocks, pounded with an unfamiliar rhythm. Shock, pure and unadulterated, washed over him, momentarily paralyzing his calloused hands and weary mind. This isolated corner of Arizona rarely saw strangers, let alone a lost, vulnerable child seeking refuge in a dog's bed. The silent, almost reverent way she lay there, a testament to unimaginable hardship, spoke volumes without uttering a single sound. In that singular moment, standing over the unexpected discovery, John's entire world shifted on its axis. The simple, predictable rhythm of his existence, once defined by the rising and setting sun and the endless chores of the ranch, was suddenly, irrevocably altered. A profound sense of responsibility, heavy and yet strangely illuminating, began to settle upon him. He knew with absolute certainty that whatever happened next, his life, once so steeped in quiet isolation, would never be the same. This wasn't merely an interruption, it was a fundamental reordering of his entire reality. The seed of something new, something that might ultimately bring unexpected joy or perhaps a deeper wisdom than he'd ever known, had just been planted in the harsh, unyielding soil of his lonely ranch. The path forward was unclear, but one thing was certain. This discovery marked the undeniable beginning of a new chapter, promising a future far beyond anything he could have ever imagined. The biting Arizona cold still clung to the air as John stood, his initial shock settling into profound sympathy. This was no animal. It was a child, small and utterly vulnerable, curled against the harsh morning. His familiar loneliness on the ranch gave way to an unfamiliar ache of protectiveness. He cleared his throat, voice softer than he thought possible. "Little one," he murmured, his gaze gentle, "come inside, it's warm by the stove." The girl, no more than 7, flinched, pulling her thin shawl tighter. Her eyes, wide with fear, darted around the sparse barn, then back to him, wary and suspicious. She said nothing, only a faint shiver ran through her. John understood. He was a stranger, a large man in a desolate place. He took a slow step back, giving her space. "No need to be scared," he continued, tone low and reassuring. "Just trying to help the stove, it's warmer." He gestured towards the faint glow from the house. He wouldn't force her. He simply stood, a quiet, patient presence. The silence stretched, thick with fear and chill, yet John felt a nascent purpose, a strange path towards unexpected happiness. Slowly, hesitantly, the girl uncurled a fraction. Her dark eyes searched his face, seeking his intentions. There was raw fear, but also a flicker of desperate hope. John remained still. Finally, she moved, rising stiffly, edging along the wall until she reached the doorway. John led the way to the main room, where the wood stove radiated inviting warmth. He pulled a simple wooden chair closer. "Sit," he said. She hesitated, then cautiously perched, her gaze still fixed on him. He poured a bowl of simmering beef stew, its rich aroma filling the air. "Soup," he offered, placing it on a small, worn table beside her. She stared at it, hunger battling fear. John sat opposite, not pushing. The room's warmth slowly seemed to seep into her. After a long moment, her small hand trembled as she took the spoon. The first tentative sip became a quicker rhythm as hunger overcame apprehension. A faint sigh of relief escaped her as the hot liquid warmed her. John watched, a quiet joy unfurling in his chest. He retrieved a thick, worn woolen blanket and gently placed it over her shoulders. She clutched it, burrowing into its warmth, a small, safe cocoon. It was a silent acknowledgement, a tiny step towards trust. John felt a growing wisdom in understanding that genuine kindness was the truest form of wealth. This was more than just offering shelter. It was an invitation to a new existence, a seed of hope blossoming in the vast, quiet desert. John sat by the flickering light of the stove, the warmth a comforting contrast to the biting cold outside, his gaze fixed on the small, huddled form of the girl. She was deeply asleep, her breathing soft and even, a faint outline against the shadows. The fire danced, casting dancing patterns across the rough wooden floor, and the worn fabric of the blanket wrapped around her. For so many years, the only sound in this cabin at night had been the creak of the old timbers, the howl of the wind, or the distant cries of nocturnal animals. His existence had been a long, quiet testament to solitude, a relentless cycle of sunrise and sunset marked only by the demanding rhythm of the ranch. He was a man of the land, rugged and self-sufficient, accustomed to the silence and the independence it brought. He had weathered countless storms, both literal and figurative, relying solely on his own strength and will. The ranch offered no easy path, only relentless sun and unforgiving earth, demanding constant vigilance and hard labor. His days were spent in a monotonous yet essential routine, tending to livestock, mending fences, and ensuring survival in a harsh, isolated landscape. Social interactions were sparse, limited to occasional trips to the distant town or brief, gruff conversations with the few scattered neighbors. He had grown comfortable in his self-imposed isolation, convincing himself that this was the life he was meant to lead, free from the complexities and demands of human connection. There was a stoic acceptance of his lot, a quiet resignation that had settled deep into his bones. His life had been devoid of certain luxuries, not just material wealth, but the kind of intangible richness that comes from shared moments and companionship. The decision to bring her inside, to offer her shelter and warmth, had been an instinctual, almost reckless act of compassion. Now, in the stillness of the night, the full weight of that spontaneous choice pressed down on him. What had he done? He was ill-equipped for this. He knew nothing of raising a child, especially one so clearly traumatized and wary. Doubts gnawed at him, whispering about the immense responsibility he had unwittingly shouldered, the questions it would raise, and the profound disruption it would bring to his carefully constructed, albeit lonely, life. This wasn't just a temporary act of kindness, it was a profound shift, an irreversible change that would redefine his future in ways he couldn't yet fathom. His practical mind raced through the challenges, the sheer impossibility of his new situation. Yet as he watched her peaceful slumber, a feeling unfamiliar yet undeniably potent began to stir within him. It was a fragile spark, a tiny flicker of something akin to hope, or perhaps even a forgotten echo of humanity. Her small, vulnerable presence, lying there so trustingly, seemed to break through the impenetrable walls he had built around his heart. An unforeseen bond, fragile yet undeniably present, began to form in that quiet, fire-lit room. It was a connection he hadn't sought, hadn't expected, and certainly hadn't believed himself capable of forming after so many years alone. He realized with a quiet jolt that this wasn't just about charity, it was about something deeper, something that resonated with a part of him he thought had long since withered away. A faint, forgotten whisper of potential happiness stirred within him, a feeling that had been exiled from his life for decades. His life, though materially poor, now held an unexpected richness, a different kind of wealth that transcended monetary value. He saw in her the raw resilience of life, a quiet strength that mirrored and perhaps even surpassed his own. He sought a hidden wisdom within himself, a guide for this uncharted territory. He hadn't known such simple joy could exist in this harsh landscape, but looking at her, a profound sense of peaceful possibility settled over him. This wasn't merely a burden, it was a profound transformation, an unexpected gift that promised to infuse his stark existence with new purpose and an unforeseen, quiet sense of contentment. The little girl remained a wary, silent presence in John's cabin. Her small, quick eyes tracked every movement, every shift in light. She spoke little, her few words fragile and hesitant, her silence a testament to a world that had taught her constant vigilance. The vast, empty landscape outside mirrored her internal world, but inside the small, warm space, a new rhythm softly embraced her. She watched John's simple, demanding routines, stoking the stove, preparing meals, mending tools. His quiet persistence, a steady, unwavering presence, slowly chipped away at the formidable walls around her heart. She learned the comforting crackle of the morning fire, the rich scent of coffee, the quiet creak of floorboards. These predictable comforts began to erode her deep-seated fear. Her tiny hands, once clenched, began to relax a fraction, her shoulders losing some tension. One blustery afternoon, as wind howled like a hungry wolf, John sat by the fire, his calloused hands engaged in an unusual task. With a worn knife, he meticulously carved a piece of salvaged wood. The girl, perched on a low stool, watched with intense focus, her usual darting gaze fixed on blade against timber. Slowly, a rudimentary but charming wooden horse took shape, its small mane and tail surprisingly detailed, a testament to John's patient skill. When he gently pushed the finished carving across the table, his eyes holding a silent invitation her breath seemed to catch. She hesitated, her small hand hovering as if it might vanish, but the warmth of the wood, imbued with the heat of the stove and John's quiet effort, radiated a silent promise. Tentatively, her fingers closed around it. A tiny, imperceptible smile touched her lips, a fragile blossom of joy in the quiet room. It was not a grand display of emotion, but a profound shift, a crack in her fortress of distrust. This simple wooden toy, born of kindness, became a tangible bridge between their two solitary worlds, speaking volumes where words had failed. For John, seeing her small fingers clutch the horse brought a quiet sense of happiness he hadn't known possible, a different kind of wealth accumulating in his lonely life, far removed from monetary value. For the girl holding the small, smooth horse was a lesson, a new piece of wisdom about the unexpected kindness of strangers. It signaled that not all human interactions brought pain or abandonment. In that shared silent moment, the cabin, once merely a shelter, began to transform, becoming closer to a home, anchored by a delicate thread of burgeoning trust and the silent, growing affection between a lonely rancher and a little girl finding her place. The small wooden horse was proof that simple gestures held immense power, capable of mending invisible wounds and fostering connection where only solitude had reigned. The vast and seemingly empty Arizona desert, rugged and isolating, could not hold secrets forever, especially when something as profoundly unusual as a child's sudden appearance occurred. News, much like dust devils dancing across the plains, traveled surprisingly fast, carried on the sparse winds of gossip from one isolated homestead to the next. It began with John's infrequent trips into the distant town for supplies, where a casual mention or an uncharacteristic purchase of child-sized provisions might have sparked the first whispers. A neighbor, perhaps riding by on a rare occasion or noticing a slight shift in John's otherwise solitary routine, would have added to the growing murmur. This was not fueled by malicious intent, but rather a deep-seated apprehension and a natural human tendency to question what falls outside the familiar boundaries of their world. The Apache girl, whose silent presence had so quietly begun to mend the deep cracks of John's loneliness, was now the subject of intense, albeit distant, scrutiny. Queries arose like thorny cacti from the dry earth. Who was she? Where did she come from? Was John truly capable of caring for such a fragile life, a child so clearly distinct from his own isolated existence? The community, small and tightly knit by necessity, viewed any deviation from the established norm with a mixture of curiosity and genuine concern. Their collective wisdom, often honed by generations of harsh frontier living, usually guided them, but this situation presented an entirely new puzzle. It stirred not only practical questions, but also touched upon deeper anxieties about the welfare of a vulnerable child in such an unconventional setting. There was an undercurrent of skepticism, a subtle doubt about the unexpected happiness John seemed to be cultivating, an emotional wealth that seemed almost too good to be true in the stark reality of their lives. Could this sudden burst of joy truly be sustained, or was it merely a fleeting illusion? The collective gaze of the community, though remote, was a tangible weight, casting long shadows over the quiet sanctuary John was striving to build. They wondered what future awaited this unlikely pair, and whether this new, unsettling element would bring harmony or further complication to their already challenging lives. The whispers circulating among the scattered ranching families in the valleys quickly reached John's ears. News, like the desert wind, traveled far, carrying fragments of speculation and concern about the unexpected guest at his lonely homestead. Neighbors, accustomed to John's solitary existence, now looked at him with a mixture of curiosity and thinly veiled apprehension. They questioned the unusual situation, the legality, and the very nature of a man taking in a lost child. Yet John stood firm, his quiet resolve hardening into unyielding determination. He was not a man of many words, but his stance was clear. This child was under his protection. He met wary gazes with a steady gaze, conveying a silent promise to shield her from any judgment or harm. His commitment was a tangible force, a quiet declaration that resonated, signaling his unexpected family was not to be trifled with. Under this protective shield, the small girl, once a bundle of fear and suspicion, began to unfurl like a delicate desert bloom after a long drought. Her initial apprehension, though lingering, slowly gave way to moments of unguarded curiosity. She observed John with eyes no longer solely wary but holding a burgeoning spark of interest. She watched him mend fences, tend to the animals, and prepare their simple meals. These daily routines, so mundane to John, became a source of fascinating wonder. Her tiny hands, once clenched in fear, would now reach out hesitantly to touch a soft patch of a horse's mane or trace the rough grain of John's work-worn hands. It was in these small, quiet interactions that her true personality began to surface. Her resilience was astounding, a silent testimony to the strength hidden within her small frame. What captivated John most was her genuine curiosity. She didn't speak much, but her eyes, wide and intelligent, absorbed everything. A flicker of a smile would occasionally grace her lips when she discovered something new, a brightly colored feather, a smooth river stone, or the gentle chirping of a desert bird. It was a simple, profound joy that radiated from her, a pure, unadulterated happiness that began to fill the quiet corners of the ranch. John found himself rediscovering the world through her eyes, noticing the beauty in the mundane, the intricate details of nature he had long taken for granted. He felt a profound sense of wealth, not in material possessions, but in the unfolding of her spirit, in the shared moments of peaceful companionship. This quiet happiness was a treasure he hadn't known he was missing. Her unassuming wisdom, born of survival and a deep connection to the natural world, was subtly teaching him new ways of seeing, new depths of understanding. Her silent presence brought an unexpected richness to his otherwise solitary life, transforming his world. One evening, the ranch's fragile peace shattered. The girl who had begun to open up with tentative smiles suddenly recoiled. Near dusk, a specific shadow or distant sound triggered profound fear. Her eyes widened and she shrank into the corner, whimpering. All their progress unraveled, her small body trembled with intense, buried trauma. John's heart sank. He called her name gently, but she flinched, pulling arms around herself, face buried. The stove's comfort vanished, replaced by an invisible chill. This regression tested his commitment, demanding deep patience and understanding. John knew this was critical, his patience, honed by solitary ranch life, stretched. He wanted to comfort her but hesitated, recalling her aversion to touch. Rushing would solidify her fear. Instead, he moved slowly, giving her space. He said nothing, simply sat a respectful distance, posture open. He hummed a low, steady tune when his mother sang a simple melody of the land, of quiet endurance. The sound filled the silence, a soft, unwavering presence. He watched her, his gaze filled with quiet strength and an unspoken promise of safety. He understood true *** wealth lay in unwavering empathy, a profound lesson in ** wisdom gained from this child. Slowly, imperceptibly, the tension in her small shoulders eased. The humming, a steady, predictable sound, created a new, safe space. She cautiously lifted her head, eyes still wide with terror but now with a flicker of recognition. She looked at John, then the floor, then back at him. He maintained his calm presence, offering no demands, only resolute understanding. He knew the path to ** happiness * and joy * was long for a child of such hardship. He waited patiently for her next move, knowing her control was paramount. This quiet vigil, his unwavering belief in her resilience, solidified his role as her protector in this new home. The ranch, once defined by John's quiet solitude, vibrated with a new energy. The small girl's presence was a gentle, undeniable force of change. Her laughter, rarely heard before, now often echoed from the barn or carried on the desert wind from the porch swing where she watched the sun set. It filled the empty spaces in his heart and the air around the property. He found himself whistling more, humming old tunes, and even smiling without conscious thought. Daily chores, once repetitive, gained renewed purpose. He wasn't just maintaining land, he was building a home, nurturing a future. This objective brought incredible inner richness to his life, a wealth beyond material, fostering a burgeoning happiness. John eagerly shared his world with her. He showed her how to feed horses, explaining proper care. He taught her names of resilient desert plants, pointing out cactuses and wildflowers. With endless patience, he demonstrated mending a fence, saddling a horse, and the essential rhythms of ranch life. He spoke of rain, hard work's value, and the sky's quiet beauty. She absorbed everything with an eager curiosity that delighted him. Her small hands learned to hold a tiny shovel, gather eggs, and help sort garden vegetables. Each new skill brought a sparkle to her eyes and a shared sense of accomplishment, strengthening their deep connection. Yet the girl, in her subtle way, also taught John. Her unwavering trust and unvarnished joy in simple things, a smooth stone, a hawk's flight, the morning sun's warmth, reshaped his perspective. She showed him a pure happiness he had forgotten. Her quiet resilience, evident in how quickly she bounced back from challenges, was a powerful reminder of the human spirit's strength. She taught him that true love didn't require grand gestures. It was found in shared silence, a comforting hand, and consistent presence. This unconditional affection brought profound hope back into John's life. It was a deep, quiet wisdom of the heart. The ranch was no longer just land. It was a living sanctuary, brimming with genuine life and the promise of a future filled with immense joy. Every sunrise felt like a new beginning, a testament to the powerful, transformative love that had bloomed unexpectedly in his solitary world. The day of the official visit arrived, heralded by a state vehicle on the dusty ranch road. Two social workers emerged, professional and initially reserved, their presence stark against the quiet life John and the girl had cultivated. John met them with his characteristic quiet strength. The girl, sensing the gravity, stayed close, her small hand finding comfort in his trousers. She no longer hid. Instead, she observed the strangers with quiet curiosity, a clear sign of the safety John provided. He spoke plainly, recounting her arrival and the gradual building of their bond, detailing the simple, shared moments that had woven them together. The social workers watched the girl, noting her healthy glow, bright eyes, and comfortable presence on the ranch, a testament to the nurturing environment. Just as formal questioning deepened, a familiar dusty pickup truck and horses appeared. It was old man Peterson, his wife Sarah, and the Miller family, drawn by news spreading quickly. They hadn't come to judge, but to bear witness. Peterson, gruff but kind, spoke first, his voice resonating with years of local observation. He vouched for John's steadfast character and the profound transformation in the once solitary rancher. Sarah added her observations, describing the girl's shy but growing waves from the porch, a small yet powerful symbol of renewed life. The Millers shared stories of John patiently teaching the girl about ranch life, their shared laughter echoing across the vast land. These neighbors, once possibly curious, now stood as unwavering witnesses to the genuine love and dedicated care that had blossomed. Their collective words, simple yet deeply moving, offered an undeniable portrait of a devoted guardian and a thriving, happy child. The social workers listened intently, their professional detachment softening into understanding. They recognized not a difficult case, but a harmonious, if unconventional, family. The genuine happiness shining from the girl, the quiet joy that illuminated John's eyes when he looked at her, and the profound wisdom demonstrated by the community's embrace left no room for doubt. It was clear this unique family unit, born of unexpected circumstances and cemented by deep affection, was not only viable but flourishing. With the community's heartfelt testimonials, the official decision was swift, filled with palpable relief for everyone present. The girl's situation was regularized, her place within John's home and the wider community officially affirmed. The improbable family was now fully recognized and cherished. This day marked a profound affirmation. True wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the enduring bonds of affection and the quiet triumph of a loving, open heart. The ranch, once a place of quiet solitude, now radiated a deep, encompassing sense of belonging and peace. Years, like the shifting desert sands, gently transformed the ranch, deepening the roots of the unlikely family that thrived there. The small, fearful girl who once sought shelter in a dog's hay grew into a resilient and vibrant young woman. Her laughter, bright and echoing, became the ranch's most cherished sound, a constant melody of pure happiness that filled John's once solitary home. John, whose life had been defined by quiet isolation, found his world enriched by shared purpose and profound affection. He loved her not merely as a guardian, but with the boundless devotion of a true father, their bond forged by compassion, not just by blood. The ranch itself, once a stark symbol of his loneliness, blossomed into a vibrant testament to the unexpected richness that genuine human connection could bring. Each day was infused with the simple joy of shared tasks, tending to animals, mending fences, and witnessing magnificent desert sunsets together. She learned the land's rhythms, nature's quiet language, and the practical wisdom of ranch life, patiently taught by John. In turn, she gifted him a different kind of wisdom, the profound truth that life's most valuable treasures reside not in possessions, but in the depths of the human heart. Her presence imbued his every sunrise with renewed purpose, filling his days with a warmth and meaning he had never known. Their extraordinary story, a quiet legend among the scattered communities, slowly evolved into a powerful beacon of hope and understanding. It served as a poignant reminder that family transcends traditional definitions, rooted instead in an unwavering commitment to nurture, protect, and love unconditionally. The initial skepticism of their neighbors had long faded, replaced by genuine admiration for John's steadfast dedication and the remarkable spirit of the young woman he had lovingly raised. She carried herself with quiet dignity, a living testament to the security and limitless affection she had found. Her radiant, heartfelt smile reflected the deep contentment within her soul. This profound journey, unfolding on that remote Arizona ranch, illuminated a fundamental truth that resonated far beyond its dusty confines. For all who heard their tale, it became clear: a true home is not merely a physical structure, but an inviolable sanctuary where the heart discovers profound safety, unconditional acceptance, and boundless love. It was a space where fear was replaced by trust and loneliness by an unbreakable, life-affirming bond. This timeless lesson, brought to life by their unique path, inspired many to look beyond superficial differences and embrace the transformative power of genuine human connection. The ranch, once a lonely outpost, now stood as a vibrant emblem of enduring affection, a living legacy of how one act of profound kindness could ripple outwards, permanently transforming lives and echoing with the universal message of compassion for generations to come. The sun, much like the one that had witnessed her arrival, continued to rise over the Arizona ranch, but now it illuminated a very different landscape of life. The small form found in the dog's hay had blossomed into a resilient and graceful young woman. She moved with an innate understanding of the land, her hands capable and her spirit bright. The ranch, once a place of quiet solitude for John, now hummed with a vibrant energy, a testament to the life they had meticulously built together. John, his hair now streaked with more silver, watched her with an enduring pride that warmed him from the inside. He often found himself reflecting on that fateful morning, realizing the profound asterisk happiness that had been delivered to his doorstep, disguised as a desperate, frightened child. Their days were filled with purpose, each sunrise bringing new tasks and shared moments. The ranch prospered not just in terms of cattle or crops, but in the immeasurable wealth of their connection. Visitors who passed through the remote area often heard snippets of their unique story, a tale whispered with awe and admiration. The young woman, now an integral part of the community, carried herself with a quiet dignity, a blend of her Apache heritage and the unwavering love she had received. She had not forgotten where she came from, but she had embraced where she belonged. Her laughter echoed through the dusty corrals, a sound of pure joy that scattered any remaining shadows of the past. She brought a fresh perspective to John's long-held ranching methods, often suggesting innovative ideas gleaned from her keen observation and innate wisdom. Together, they had transformed the isolated property into a beacon of resilience and unconditional affection. Their lives, though simple in many respects, were extraordinarily rich. The story of the Apache girl and the lonely rancher had indeed spread far beyond their valley, serving as a powerful reminder that family can be forged in the most unexpected fires, and love, given freely, possesses the power to create the most enduring and beautiful legacies. Their journey continued, a living testament to the transformative power of compassion and the deep, abiding joy found in a shared life built on solid ground. The ranch wasn't just a place, it was a feeling, a home overflowing with a happiness that defied explanation, a truly immeasurable wealth. A quiet contentment settled over the ranch, a deep and abiding peace that permeated every dusty beam and every sun-drenched acre. The girl, no longer a child but a woman of strength and grace, moved through the days with a confident stride, her presence a constant wellspring of profound happiness for John. Their life together, once an improbable dream, had solidified into a beautiful reality, built on layers of shared experiences and unspoken understanding. The lessons learned through years of quiet observation and gentle guidance had blossomed within her, manifesting as an innate wisdom that guided her actions and her heart. She managed the daily rhythms of the ranch with a capability that astonished John, her hands as skilled with a hammer as they were gentle with a newborn calf. The sparse, lonely existence John had known before her arrival now seemed like a distant, fading memory, replaced by a life overflowing with an unexpected richness. This was a wealth not measured in gold or silver, but in the vibrant tapestry of moments woven together, the shared silence during sunsets, the quiet hum of activity as they worked side by side, the knowing glances that conveyed entire conversations. Her laughter, a sound once foreign to these parts, now echoed freely, bringing an infectious joy to every corner of their home. John often found himself simply watching her, a quiet smile playing on his lips, marveling at the remarkable woman she had become. The fear that had once gripped him, the uncertainty of their initial days, had long since dissolved, replaced by an unwavering certainty in their bond. The ranch itself seemed to breathe differently with her spirit infusing it, transformed from a place of isolation into a beacon of resilience and love. She brought new ideas, new ways of tending to the land, always grounded in the practical wisdom she had absorbed from John and her own growing connection to the desert. The community, once hesitant and questioning, now saw them as an inseparable unit, a testament to the power of compassion and the unexpected paths family can take. They had witnessed the profound growth, the shared journey, and the undeniable happiness that radiated from their unique household. John, once a solitary figure, now saw his life not as merely surviving, but truly living, wrapped in the warmth of a love he never dared to imagine. Every sunrise brought with it a renewed sense of purpose, a deep gratitude for the profound joy that had taken root in his heart, making his world immeasurably richer. The future stretched before them, a comforting expanse filled with the promise of continued peace and shared existence. The sun, now a familiar and comforting presence, rose each morning over the vast Arizona landscape, illuminating a ranch that pulsed with a quiet, enduring vitality. Years had indeed woven a rich tapestry around John and the girl he had once found shivering in the hay. She was no longer a timid child, but a woman of graceful strength, her roots deeply intertwined with the sun-baked soil and the man who had offered her a home. Her initial shyness had long since blossomed into serene confidence, a testament to the unwavering love and safety she had found. The ranch, once a solitary bastion, now hummed with a different kind of life, defined by shared purpose and an abundance of affection that transcended conventional definitions of family. Her days were filled with the rhythms of the land, tending to the animals, mending fences, and managing the modest affairs of the ranch alongside John. There was a profound happiness in her movements, a deep-seated contentment born from living a life authentically her own, built upon the foundation of kindness she had received. She had absorbed John's practical wisdom concerning the land and its unpredictable nature, but she had also brought her own innate understanding, an intuitive connection to the desert's pulse that deepened with age. Their bond had evolved from guardian and ward to a partnership built on mutual respect and an unspoken language of understanding. John, his years now marked by a gentle weariness but also a profound inner peace, watched her with immeasurable pride. He knew without a shadow of a doubt that his life's truest wealth lay not in material possessions, but in the vibrant spirit of the woman beside him, the woman he had saved and who, in turn, had saved him from an enduring loneliness. The ranch became a living testament to their improbable journey, its fields thriving under their combined care, its quiet corners filled with echoes of laughter and shared moments. Visitors who occasionally stopped by would invariably remark on the palpable sense of joy that permeated the air, a warmth that seemed to radiate from the very core of their existence. It was a joy that transcended fleeting moments, rooted instead in the profound satisfaction of a life lived with purpose and an open heart. The girl, now a woman whose name whispered through the community as a symbol of resilience and grace, carried her past not as a burden but as a source of strength, each scar a reminder of the kindness that had transformed her destiny. Her life was a vibrant canvas, painted with strokes of gratitude and the deep, abiding understanding that true belonging was not found in bloodlines, but in the unwavering embrace of love and acceptance. The story of the lonely rancher and the little girl he had found remained a cherished legend, a beacon of hope illuminating the power of compassion to forge unforeseen paths to happiness and a life rich in meaning. The years continued their relentless march across the arid Arizona landscape, shaping the girl, now a woman of quiet strength, into the true heart of the ranch. Her childhood had been one of profound happiness, nurtured by John's unwavering love. That deep sense of belonging had only deepened with time. The ranch, once a lonely outpost, now vibrated with new energy, born of her presence and the life she cultivated. She carried the quiet wisdom of the desert in her eyes, a sharp understanding of resilience learned from the land and from John, who had become more than a father, a foundational pillar of her world. His gentle guidance instilled in her not just practical knowledge, but also invaluable compassion. As John's steps grew slower, she seamlessly took on more responsibility, managing daily operations with ease. The ranch thrived not necessarily in vast monetary wealth, but in its robust health and the quiet prosperity it afforded them. This was a different kind of richness, measured in bountiful harvests, healthy livestock, and the enduring joy found in a life lived in harmony with the land. The community, once suspicious, now looked upon their unique family with admiration and respect, seeing the undeniable evidence of a life well lived, a testament to love's transformative power and acceptance. She often walked the dusty paths, the same she had timidly explored as a child, and felt a profound peace. The sun warmed her skin, the wind whispered ancient stories, and in every rustle she heard echoes of John's steadfast devotion. Her laughter, once rare, now resonated freely, a beacon of shared happiness. She had built a legacy not of blood, but of spirit, a testament that home was where the heart found its truest security and love. Her presence brought unspoken joy to all who encountered her, a living embodiment of the profound wisdom that true familial bonds are forged by unwavering commitment, transforming solitude into a vibrant, shared existence. The ranch became a symbol of what could grow from unexpected kindness. It was many more years after that initial recognition by the community that the ranch truly blossomed, not just with life, but with a profound sense of purpose that extended far beyond the arid landscape. The young woman, no longer a girl, had grown into a remarkable individual, her early struggles forging a resilience that shone in her every action. She moved with an innate grace, her hands skilled from years of working the land alongside John, learning the rhythm of the seasons and the demands of ranch life. Her presence had long ago transformed the lonely ranch house into a vibrant home, filled with an invisible warmth that radiated from the deep bond she shared with John. He observed her daily, a quiet observer of the beautiful, self-reliant woman she had become, and an immeasurable happiness settled in his heart with every glance. This was not the transient joy of a fleeting moment, but a deep-seated contentment, born from witnessing the profound impact of his initial act of compassion. The wisdom she had acquired was evident in her calm demeanor, her practical solutions to daily challenges, and her intuitive understanding of both the animals and the land. She managed the ranch's affairs with an increasing capability, her decisions often guided by a blend of John's seasoned experience and her own thoughtful insights. Their life, though still simple and demanding, was imbued with a richness that material wealth could never buy. It was the wealth of shared memories, of unwavering trust, of mutual respect, and of a love that transcended conventional ties. The quiet joy of their mornings, the shared labor under the vast Arizona sky, the peaceful evenings spent recounting the day's small victories, these moments formed the bedrock of their existence, proving that true abundance lay not in possessions, but in connections. The ranch thrived under their combined efforts, a testament to the enduring power of a family built not on blood, but on profound caring. The Apache girl, once a shivering shadow, had not only found her home, but had in turn created a haven of enduring happiness and unwavering love, inspiring all who heard her story. Her journey was a living narrative of how the smallest act of kindness could seed an entire lifetime of boundless joy and quiet, profound wisdom. Many more decades had quietly unfolded across the dusty Arizona landscape since the young girl had first found solace beside John's stove. The years, like the wind sculpting the desert rock, had shaped them both, deepening John's weathered lines and adding a quiet strength to the woman she had become. Their shared journey, once uncertain, had blossomed into a testament to unwavering love and acceptance. The ranch, initially a place of stark solitude for John, now hummed with a different kind of life, echoing with routines built on understanding and mutual respect. It was a subtle melody of enduring happiness, a profound belonging resonating within their home. True wealth, they had discovered, lay not in possessions but in the boundless joy of companionship, in the simple act of waking each day with a purpose rooted in love. This richness, far beyond gold, was a deep wellspring of contentment flowing effortlessly between them. The wisdom gleaned from their unusual beginning, from the courage to embrace the unexpected, became their guiding light. John, in his elder years, observed her with immense pride, seeing not just the woman she was, but the beautiful journey they had shared. Her presence had not merely filled a void, but had transformed his entire existence, bringing a profound sense of peace and a quiet, abiding joy that permeated every corner of his world. Their story, passed down through generations in the valley, became a fable of resilience and the transformative power of compassion. It was a living embodiment of the truth that family was forged not by blood alone, but by shared moments, by enduring loyalty, and by the courage to open one's heart, no matter how unlikely the connection. The ranch remained a beacon, a quiet testament to a life built on pure happiness, profound wisdom, and the immeasurable wealth of a love that knew no bounds. Each sunset cast long shadows over a home where joy had been cultivated, where understanding had blossomed, and where two souls found their ultimate sanctuary. Years had gently unfolded into decades, painting the vast Arizona landscape with an enduring beauty that mirrored the quiet strength of the ranch itself. The girl, no longer a timid child but a woman of formidable grace and profound resilience, had seamlessly woven herself into the very fabric of the land John had so tirelessly nurtured. Her movements were imbued with a deep purpose, born from years of keen observation and John's unwavering, gentle guidance, her hands now just as capable at the myriad tasks that define life on the frontier. Her eyes, often fixed on the distant horizon, reflected the immense wisdom gleaned from a lifetime spent under the boundless desert sky. John himself, though his steps had become slower and his once dark hair now a venerable white, watched her with an immeasurable pride that filled his heart, a constant wellspring of silent joy. The profound solitude that had once defined his existence had been utterly transformed by her enduring presence, replaced by a deep sense of completeness and a happiness that permeated every sun-drenched day on their peaceful homestead. The ranch was far more than just a collection of land and livestock. It stood as a living testament to an improbable but fiercely loving bond, a true sanctuary where the tender seeds of compassion had blossomed into a lasting legacy. Each new sunrise brought with it a renewed sense of purpose, a quiet declaration of the enduring richness of a life lived with an open, giving heart. The initial, spontaneous act of kindness John had extended had unfurled into a vibrant tapestry of shared moments, creating a narrative of unwavering hope that captivated all who heard it. Her laugh, a melody that once emerged timidly from the shadows of past trauma, now echoed freely and vibrantly across the sun-drenched canyons, a sound of unburdened joy that spoke volumes of her liberation. Simple decision to provide shelter had, against all odds, yielded an abundance of blessings, a true wealth measured not in mere coin, but in the boundless love and mutual respect that filled every corner of their home. She diligently carried forward John's teachings, his quiet strength, and the indelible mark of his unconditional love, passing on the hard-won wisdom of resilience and the profound truth that kindness, offered without any expectation of return, was indeed the greatest treasure of all. The inspiring story of the Apache girl found sleeping in the dog's hay and the lonely rancher who opened his heart had become a timeless tale in the community, a radiant beacon of light in the vast, arid expanse, softly whispering of happiness profoundly found, joy beautifully sustained, and the immeasurable richness of a life built upon pure, selfless affection. The Arizona sun, still a formidable presence even in the gentler months, now cast long, familiar shadows across a ranch that had become far more than just a collection of buildings. Years, indeed decades, had passed since the frosty morning John discovered that small, shivering form in the dog's hay. The little girl, once so utterly lost and vulnerable, had blossomed into a woman of remarkable grace and quiet strength. Her presence, a constant, comforting force, had not only transformed John's solitary existence, but had also imbued the very land with a different kind of vibrance. The ranch, once a place of stark isolation, now thrummed with a deep, abiding sense of belonging. The routines were still the same, governed by the rhythm of the seasons and the demands of the animals, but every task was now imbued with a shared purpose, a quiet understanding that only years of unwavering companionship could forge. John, his own hair now dusted with more silver than brown, often found himself simply watching her, a profound sense of peace settling over him. He saw in her movements, in her thoughtful gaze, the undeniable proof that life, even when it began in the harshest of circumstances, could flourish into something truly beautiful. Their days were a tapestry woven with simple moments of joy from the shared morning coffee on the porch to the quiet evenings spent under a sky ablaze with stars. This unexpected family, built not on blood but on an act of pure, selfless compassion, had found a happiness that many searched for their entire lives without ever quite grasping. The ranch itself, under their combined care, had become a testament to resilience and hard work. It was not a place of material extravagance, yet it held an undeniable wealth of spirit. The livestock thrived, the crops yielded abundantly, and the land, once merely a source of livelihood, now felt like an extension of their very souls. Neighbors who had once harbored questions and concerns now looked upon the ranch with respect, often seeking advice or simply sharing in the quiet camaraderie that permeated their lives. The story of how this unusual family came to be had become a legend in the surrounding areas, a reminder that the truest riches were found not in possessions, but in the bonds forged in kindness and unwavering love. The woman, who still carried the quiet dignity of her Apache heritage, moved through her days with a deep wisdom born from both her difficult beginnings and the profound love she had received. She understood the land, the animals, and most importantly, the human heart, with an insight that transcended her years. She had taught John as much as he had taught her, not through grand lessons, but through the quiet power of her presence, her unwavering trust, and the simple truth of her enduring affection. Their bond was a living testament to the idea that home was not a place defined by walls or boundaries, but by the love that filled it, a love that continued to grow and deepen with each passing year, inspiring all who bore witness to their extraordinary journey. Years had indeed unfolded, each one weaving another thread into the rich tapestry of the ranch's story. The small, scared girl found decades ago in the dog's hay was now a woman, her spirit as vast and unyielding as the Arizona landscape itself. She carried within her the quiet strength John had nurtured, a strength tempered by the profound love that had defined her unusual upbringing. The ranch, once a lonely outpost, now hummed with a quiet vibrancy, a testament to her enduring presence and the legacy of compassion that began on that cold morning. John, his hair now a pure white crown, watched her with an endless wellspring of pride. His initial act of kindness had blossomed into a life beyond his wildest imaginings, a life filled with an abundant happiness that settled deep in his bones with every passing year. The ranch itself, managed with a quiet wisdom she had inherited and honed through countless seasons, had seen its own gentle prosperity. It was not merely about material wealth, though the land yielded its bounty under her careful hand and astute mind. It was about the profound richness of a life lived authentically, guided by unwavering principles and an extraordinary bond. Each sunrise brought new joy not just from the warmth of the sun on her face, but from the realization of how much beauty could arise from an unexpected, fragile beginning. The simple act of tending to the livestock or mending a fence carried a different resonance now. It was work done with purpose, infused with the deep gratitude for the haven John had created for her. Their story, once a whispered curiosity among scattered neighbors, had grown into a legend, a beacon of what true family meant, extending far beyond bloodlines. Visitors, often drawn by the compelling tales, found not just a thriving ranch but a living embodiment of hope. They saw a woman whose eyes held the wisdom of the ages, reflecting the struggles overcome and the profound peace achieved. And they witnessed the deep, quiet happiness that radiated from John, his old hand still strong enough for a gentle touch, his heart overflowing with the joy of seeing his improbable family flourish. The community, once hesitant, now revered them, understanding that this ranch was a place where love had truly conquered all, where the deepest form of wealth was found in human connection and unwavering devotion. Years had woven a rich tapestry over the Arizona landscape, mirroring the deep bond within the humble ranch house. The girl, now a woman of quiet strength and grace, moved through familiar spaces with innate belonging. Her initial vulnerability transformed into unshakable resolve, honed by the land and the unwavering love of the man who took her in. John, silvered hair and kind eyes, watched her with quiet contentment. His life, once solitude, now overflowed with unimaginable richness, a true wealth measured in deep affection and shared purpose. She embraced the ranch, learning its rhythms, desert winds, livestock care. Her hands, once trembling, were now strong, tending daily chores with practiced ease, filling John with pride. Beyond labor, her spirit blossomed. She carried a profound understanding of interconnectedness, a wisdom from ancestral roots and the desert's quiet teachings. This wisdom guided her, allowing her to navigate life's complexities with serene perspective. The simple joy she found in a blooming cactus or hawk's flight was infectious, filling the ranch with a lightness previously absent. Community, initially cautious, had long embraced her, citing her story as compassion's transformative power. Her presence enriched John's life, subtly shifting the ranch's perception from isolation to a beacon of belonging. She often sketched vast vistas, capturing sunsets and flora, reflecting the beauty in her own life. This creative outlet, a personal happiness expressed through art. Her laughter, free, echoed through canyons during solitary rides, a sound John cherished more than any material possession. The ranch, once quiet endurance, now vibrated with life and shared destiny. She hadn't forgotten the challenging path to the sanctuary, understanding true strength came from integrating the past with gratitude. This understanding contributed to her resilience and empathy, making her beloved by all. The love they shared, not defined by blood, was an unbreakable bond of spirit, a testament to family built on intention and affection. This connection brought unending joy into their days, a silent symphony of contentment. John, watching her grow into such an extraordinary woman, felt complete fulfillment, a happiness permeating his being, proving that most valuable treasures are found in unexpected places, forged through selfless kindness.